Press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update.
Foreign policy is definitely the front and the center of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's second tenure. Within just 4 months into the office, the Prime Minister has already visited countries like Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bhutan, Japan, France, Russia, UAE, and he is now on his big visit to the United States, where he will be hobnobbing with world leaders and creating a rapport with them. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has already activated his Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and his team of able diplomats who's been doing the heavy lifting when it comes to Kashmir and Pakistan's relentless efforts to internationalize the issue of Kashmir at the high table of UN, or in terms of facing the United States in its aggressive stance towards Iran, or when it comes to facing Moscow in terms of greater defense purchases from them at a time when the United States has even threatened sanctions on countries that go for defense purchases from Russia. At a time when US has taken an aggressive stance against Iran, New Delhi has sent its Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale to Tehran in terms of meeting the leadership there and strengthening the bilateral relationship between India and Iran. There are talks that India can soon resume its oil purchases from Tehran and by skirting the American sanction. It remains to be seen how India does that, but soon Foreign Minister Dr. Jaishankar is expected to visit Iran. Prime Minister is now on his big visit to the United States, where he will be sharing the limelight with President Donald Trump twice. This visit assumes greater importance compared to his previous visits to that country, as this comes within a month of his government scrapping the special status of Jammu and Kashmir and bifurcating the state into two. It is not surprising why a globetrotting Modi has been able to garner considerable support from the world leaders on the issue of abrogation of Article 370, even as his Pakistani counterpart Imran Khan has failed in all his attempts to internationalize the Kashmir issue. This is also true that India has been able to leverage its position on the issue of Kashmir due to the humongous market it offers to the global investors, while Pakistan's economy is in a ramshackle state. In Russia, which was his first big visit since coming to power, Modi was invited to Eastern Economic Forum as the chief guest. He was the first Indian Prime Minister to visit the Russian Far East, thus heralding a new chapter of Act Far East in India's foreign policy. With Japan, the Prime Minister announced strengthening of the Indo-Pacific Initiative, which will soon be culminated into the first ever 2+2 format dialogue with Tokyo, a dialogue that it only has with the United States at present. Modi's visit to the United States is also expected to boost Indo-US trade and business ties. During the trip, the Prime Minister is going to hard sell India to the American investors, even as India looks at the foreign direct investment to propel a decelerating economy. In the US, Modi is meeting Fortune 1000 firms such as Walmart, Google, ExxonMobil, Coca-Cola, Visa, MasterCard, PepsiCo, Lockheed Martin, and others. Prime Minister Modi is expected to keep India's foreign policy space buzzing in the next couple of months as well. India is all set to welcome Chinese President Xi Jinping and German Chancellor Angela Merkel in the next couple of months. With President Xi, Prime Minister Modi is going to have his second round of informal dialogue, the first round of which happened in Wuhan, China. However, this year the informal dialogue assumes importance because this is taking place at a time when India has bifurcated the state of Jammu and Kashmir into two union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. India and China was recently also involved in a military standoff in the state of Ladakh, which was quickly mitigated. China has been also supporting Pakistan in its stance towards Kashmir. However, Beijing has made sure that it does not impact its relationship with New Delhi. It remains to be seen when Chinese President visits India and how the informal dialogue takes place. Later this year, India and US are also going to have a 2+2 dialogue, which is expected to propel the defense trade between both the countries. For The Print, this is Nayanima Basu. Do subscribe to The Print's YouTube channel.